It's summertime and hot out. Now's a good time to go through your bunk heater and service it. The kit's not that expensive on Amazon, and it doesn't really take a whole lot to get it done. It's on the sleeper floor, held up by a big square plate. It's got 4 bolts in it. Once you unplug the main harness and undo those 4 bolts, you could pull it right out into your shop or into your house if you want. Just don't tell your wife. Once you get it in there, you can take it off the plate by these 4 bolts right here. And then you're ready to disassemble it. It's not too difficult. It's a couple of gaskets, a screen, and an igniter. Now, if you buy the kit, it comes with all that. So you already have all the parts you need. I think it's like 40 bucks. Well, let's start the disassembly, shall we? It's got 1 plastic clip right here, and it's got 1 screw here. T20. Comes right out. Whoops, forgot something. Always like keeping a magnet for my screws around. Makes it a lot nicer to find them later. There you are. Now, see, I have a new igniter right here. And it would have been plugged in right to this spot right here if I hadn't already taken it out. Goes down right in here. But first, I have to take this off. Take a few more of these out, it makes it easier. Set that right over there. Now, once I've gotten this removed and out of the way, it's real easy to get to these bolts here. They're a T25. Take the 4 bolts out and it'll get you to the gasket you need. And there's that. Set that there. Now, after this has been taken off, remove the gasket, and you got 3 more bolts you got to take out, which are also a T25. You can't really mix the bolts up because these are super short compared to the ones that came out of the top of the housing, and these are heat treated where these are stainless. Alright, pulling this rubber thing right here, the whole burner comes out. Thank God I'm replacing that shit. Now there's going to be a green gasket like this inside here when you pull that out. And make sure you keep the rubber plug. New one doesn't come with one, if you have to go that far. So that's how you disassemble that. Like I said, it's not too difficult to do, and it's not real hard to put back together either. I'm gonna clean this up a bit, and then all right, it's all cleaned up now. Got the new gasket in. It only goes a certain way because it's got this notch in here where the igniter goes. So once you get that in there, my new burner. Had to get a new burner because the screen was so mangled in it I couldn't pull it out. So that's the hardest part to servicing it, actually, is getting that screen out. It takes some really small dental picks to dig that screen out of there. There's no real other way to get it out than to get some small dental picks and go down in there and grab it. You could try 2 or 3 times with this tool that it uses, but most of the time it doesn't really do anything. So when you buy the kit, it comes with this tool, this gasket, and the socket to take the igniter out of. So once you get your gasket in here, you gotta get this rubber piece back on here. Make sure it goes the right direction. I think I had it on the right direction. There we go. You got to make sure that this goes up. Alright, now I get my dental pick out. Raise it up just slightly. Line up the gasket. There we go. And there it is. Okay, well, this is in now. Get that good and snug. There. All set up. Put the new igniter in. Now, like I said, it's already got a new screen in it. So I just got to get this in there. Now, unfortunately, this socket is kind of like one of those Home Depot water heater sockets. You got to have a screwdriver or something to turn it. There we go. sure the rubber plug goes down in there good. Probably could have used a little bit of Dawn dish soap to make that go a little bit easier. But I didn't feel like getting up again. All right. Burner's all in place. Should get the new gasket for this. Let's see here, that one goes there. Just like that. All right. Now, nice thing about it is, it all goes one way. There's not really any way you can mess it up because all the ears and the bolt holes all have to line up, but it only goes one way if you do that. Now the tricky part is getting that piece back on. Oh, and make sure you don't do anything with this. You don't have to. But that's kind of a pain in the ass to get back in. Ask me how I know. T25 again. If you have to get parts for it, like actual parts for it, you have to go to the Heat Sew website directly if you want to get it in a reasonable amount of time. You can go to Amazon and pick it up, but the minute you order it from Amazon, they're just going to direct order it from Heat Sew straight to you. Whoever that seller is on Amazon. All right, that's all set up. Let's get this thing back together. Now you got to make sure that you don't pinch these wires when you're putting it back in here. Let's see here. Put this one back in that side. Let's see, is there a guide? Yes, there is. Only goes one way in because it's got a little notch right here. There, that clips right in. Let's see here. This is the hard one to deal with because it also only goes in one side because it has a bar right here. Come on. There it goes. It was a bitch to get out of there too. There. All right. Again, make sure you don't pinch any of these wires. And it kind of just slips right back in there on this. There, it's closed in now. Make sure these are spread apart. Find your screw. Where did it go? There it goes. And there it is. There you have it. All put back together, ready to go back in the truck. Doesn't take much to do the work. Just got to go on to Amazon to get the kit, and I'll put the link in the description. Won't take much to put it back in the truck either. It's a whole lot cheaper and not a whole lot of time to do it yourself, especially right now. But especially right now, it's summer, it's hot, you're not using it. Hate to see it go down in the middle of winter when you do need it, right? Anyway, there we are.